Right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Whiskey and Wisdom podcast. We haven't been very active recently because, holidays, stuff's been going on. We've been busy, both of us.
Been busy.
Very busy, been on holiday, and we're back now anyway.
We're back. It's good news. Easter weekend. Although I was kind of thinking, what the fuck happened to Easter and just British holidays as a whole? It's Ramadan, apparently.
Really?
That's what the London mayor Sadiq Khan's putting all through London. Ramadan lights, all of this sort of stuff. This is actually funny. In the US, right?
Yeah.
Joe Biden declared yesterday, so the 31st of March, National Transgender Visibility Day. Did you know this? This is 100%.
What does it even mean?
I don't. As in we see.
What does it mean by visibility? Like we acknowledge you?
We see you, I guess.
Yeah, we acknowledge you. A lot of these days, though, we can talk about national holidays. We can get into one about them, actually.
Yeah.
And how national holidays are just like a market employed by companies, for example. Like Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, nonsense.
Valentine's Day is bullshit.
Get it out of your fucking
Valentine's
head,
Day is fucking bullshit. I'm not going to be told. Listen, I'm not going to be told when to fucking treat my fucking bird with, or whatever bird with, like, love, or you have to get her a card.
Yeah,
no, it's marketing. It's marketed by big florists and bakers.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
And also, it's like Mother's Day as well. Like you should appreciate your mother and all your parents throughout the year. Do you know what I mean? Not just on one day. Like, the majority
there you go,
Mum.
Here's a card.
Yeah, they won't speak to their parents all year, but they'll give them a card on Mother's Day. So
what's this for? Well, the government said. Honestly, no, but this is 100% true, right? So, in 2021, US President Joe Biden proclaimed March 31st as Transgender Day of Visibility. And this is a quote. I call upon all Americans to join the fight for full equality for all transgender people.
Nice.
So, I don't know what that means. Equality for what?
Made up day for something else.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get why. So, I know what it is. You know what this is?
What?
I have a theory now. This is actually because you've got Women's Day. Yeah. Remember we did the show, we had International Women's Day.
Yeah.
So this means that men get their own day, but they have to pretend to be women to get acknowledgement. That might be what it is. I mean, this must be Men's Day, right? Because women already have their own day. According to them, trans men or women... listen, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
It's crazy. If you don't know, I've been on holiday, and anyway, I'll tell you where I went. I went to Austria. Anyway, I'd like to talk about how it's so lovely compared to like somewhere like the UK.
Yeah.
Like just simple things meaning like the roads are clean. There's no fag butts, chewing gum, rubbish everywhere. Like no potholes. It's such a lovely place. And another thing me and my mum were talking about was how the women out there, they're not all dolled up. They haven't got lip filler. Their faces aren't blown up. Do you know what I mean? They're actually they look like women. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not like in the UK where a lot of women have got lips fucking out here.
Yeah, big lips, fucking fat face.
Yeah,
just
Botox.
Listen, I don't want to diss.
I'm not trying to diss.
The women of this country, but a lot of you are fucking dogs. No, it's true. A lot of you are dogs.
Yeah, that is true. So are the men, though.
It's my fault. It's my fault for fucking liking your Instagram pics.
Yeah, that's true.
I've stopped now. Well, I try to stop it, sometimes. But what I'm saying is, like, it's like it's so fake. As in,
no, it is very fake. And the thing is, it doesn't even look that nice.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't look good. So now, like, what happened was back in the day, all the women with all the makeup and all the filler and everything when it first started, they were like, it was like an edge amongst the natural girls. But now it's literally shifted the opposite. Yeah. So now you get a natural girl and it's like, oh, wait, your lips are real. You bring a girl around your friends, like, listen, guys, her lips are real. I know she's not a 10, right? But her lips are real. Her body's real. Her cheeks are real. That's okay. Hair, she can have her hair dyed, whatever. But yeah, it's crazy. And you know what you said about just like how clean Austria is? I've actually noticed that how just everywhere I go, except from some certain parts of, maybe like some parts of London, some parts of, there's clean places everywhere. But generally speaking, this country is so dirty.
Oh no,
it is disgusting. There's rubbish everywhere, and like you say, chewing gum and this and that,
just rubbish in general.
And even like
streets aren't clean.
The streets just are dirty.
Yeah. No, they are.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know where they fucking jet washing the roads over. I don't know what they're doing, but you go abroad to the shitty countries are beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, these poor countries are beautiful, and these rich countries with the big cities and everything are just disgusting. They are absolutely disgusting.
And what I don't understand as well, we were saying basically, is it like how clean it is? Like, for example, in the airport was really clean, and like restaurants and stuff. Like, maybe in the UK, for example, you go out for some food or whatever at a bar, people leave all their shit on the table when they leave, don't they? They leave their glasses, like their napkins, whatever. Over there, like, everything's immaculate. Is it like, because everybody does that, now everybody else does that? It's sort of like, you walk into somebody's house and their house is immaculate, you're going to take your shoes off, aren't you? Like,
but you walk into some place and they're fucking smoking weed on the sofa and flicking ash on the floor. You're gonna keep your shoes on then you're gonna fucking you're gonna exactly you're gonna spit on the floor. No, that's 100% true, and I think it's just a cultural thing.
Yeah,
where
they have a lot more respect for their country.
We think that this country is so good, and listen, I love this country.
Yeah, so do I.
We think that we're up here to the point where we think it doesn't matter what we do. We're in London, it's cool. London's number one. And then, and you have to speak to people who aren't from here. They come to London or come to England, and like, this place is a shell. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Think of all the Americans used to really look at England as the posh place and this and that. You speak to Americans, or you listen to Americans on TV, podcasts, whatever. They'll tell you, no, London's gone downhill, and London's like, it's not the best part of England, really. I mean, obviously there's some better places, but in terms of it being that immaculate, that golden city, the posh, this, that, it's just a fucking shithole. And I genuinely think, and this may be controversial, maybe some people don't agree, but I think it's because of the immigrants. I think it's just some of these people
when they're bringing their culture over.
I genuinely think
African
a lot of these
countries,
people, these African,
not just African countries, obviously,
just a lot of Africans, a lot of Middle Easterns, and it's crazy because you go to their countries
and it's a dump.
Yeah, it's a dump.
Indians,
everyone. Okay, so look, let's be real. Everyone knows India is kind of a shell.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. There's rich people there who have, their roads nice or whatever, but generally speaking, it's quite disgusting. Yeah, that culture comes over here, and then obviously as well, everyone's fucking stoned and shit, so they don't tidy up. It's just I don't know what it is, and there's no. I was thinking
they don't sort of have any respect. For
there's no respect. There's no respect for it,
and no respect for their country. Like I was saying about Austria, the people will tidy up after themselves. And it would be sort of weird if you didn't do that.
It would be rude.
It would be rude. Yeah. Even at night, in the UK, for example, if you go out, I don't know, somewhere where there's like a party town, for example, they've got a few Weatherspoons and a few bars. You're going to go out at night and you're going to see some people being sick on the street, somebody fucking taking a piss up a lamppost. Over there, you don't see that. They go out and they get smashed. But they don't you don't see them chucking up in the street.
And it's clean the next day.
Yeah,
like you go out,
but you won't see them chucking up in the streets.
You won't.
Do you know what I mean? No. It's very rare to not see that, and people pissing in the streets like you would in the UK.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I think that there's an issue. And I was actually thinking about this morning. I think because there's no respect for the people who do tidy up. There's no respect for the bin men in this country.
No.
There's no respect for the street sweepers.
What do they do if they don't clean up?
Well, exactly, right? But so I think that because there's no respect, these people. You look at these bin men, and I feel bad for them, right? And I've done sort of work where I feel like embarrassed to do it.
Yeah,
sort of. Sometimes I remember being like 16, and I'm like, dirty and doing building or whatever, or something on the side of the road, and I was thinking, this is shit. But no one respects this. And I think the bin men and everything feel the same. So they're almost ashamed to do that job. So they don't do it as well either.
Well, and also people don't respect what they're doing and they just fucking carry on chucking shit everywhere.
True.
Just
True,
see what
yeah.
I'm
No one respects, no one cares about the guy who has to clean up, so they just think, oh, fuck it, throw this, throw that.
Just see what
It's
I'm saying.
disgusting.
It doesn't bother me. Somebody else will do that.
Yeah, and even unless you're at a really sort of fancy restaurant as well in England, it's just a shithole.
Yeah.
It's just a shithole. You walk through the fucking town or whatever the fuck, look into the McDonald's, look into the Burger King, it's just shit. Food everywhere. It's just disgusting, and I think that's not what this country used to be about.
No, it's not what it should be
England
about.
and London, it was that posh, like with posh, that sort of posh perception comes clean, tidy. It's all linked together.
No,
and that's just gone.
No, 100%.
It's just
completely gone.
Yeah, and I think that's not the only thing that's gone in this country. I think that.
But do you think that's because we're quite a multinational,
we're diverse,
multicultural country? A lot of people come with different cultures, and they'll have different rules that they bring back from their own cultures and their own families.
Yeah,
it could be a reason, because like in Austria, like just mostly Germans, really. Yeah, and Austrians.
An efficient race of people.
Yeah, like they're just like, I don't know. It's all there. I didn't see very many Chinese people, for example. Many Asian people. Didn't see many black people. It's just like they're all fucking blonde, blonde hair and blue eyes. Do you know what I mean?
I think that there comes a point, and like we were saying the other day, I don't know if you remember when we were with our friend on Good Friday, right? And it's like there was the idea of having a diverse nation.
Yeah.
Like when it first started, like a couple decades ago, it was different. Like it was, and just in general, the whole progressive and multicultural. Everyone's like, hey, you're welcome, you're welcome. It was almost like to say you're part of us. Like as in, what matters is that we are British and this is our culture. The color of your skin, or you come from this country, it doesn't really matter, because there's loads of us, and you'll act like us, and the culture stays the same. Now
the culture,
it's just there's so many fucking different cultures about. It's like a zoo. It's a zoo.
Yeah, no, it's
like a zoo or the jungle. There's no culture, so then you have
mixes of like loads of different cultures.
Yeah, and that really changes. Like you have to all be on the same page. Near enough.
Yeah, no, definitely. No,
you're going to have some areas where there's a little bit more Asians.
Yeah.
But, it should still be England. You should still go to a place and recognise it as England. I go to some places
and follow their rules.
And I genuinely, if I go on holiday, I act like them out of respect.
Yeah, no, of course.
But it's almost the government's fault for allowing it to happen. You go to China. You ain't taking over China. Yeah, obviously there's so many people, but their government don't allow it. You go to Russia, they've got rules. You come here, you act this way. You can't disrespect Jesus Christ in Russia. Do you know what I'm saying? So even though and Russia's actually, when it comes to culture in terms of religion, it's very diverse. You've got loads of Muslims and you've got loads of Christians, Catholics, but they're all Russian. Russian first. Obviously, yes, they believe in the Lord first, but it's Russia first in terms of how we get on with each other and how we live together.
That's the right way
in harmony, I guess. Yeah, there's something going on, and I genuinely don't think it's going to get too better. In all honesty, I genuinely don't.
Unless there's some big changes.
Yeah, unless there's changes, but the
reality is they take a long time to.
Yeah, they take a long time. Listen, I'll say it right now. I genuinely think, like I said the other day, President of the United Kingdom is something that might come into play.
Yeah, probably.
Because I just think that, and this is kind of to do with the culture and everything. And, we always talk about the government and power, etc. Yeah. And I just think that something needs to change. And I think it might just be the lack of power that we have in this country. And other than, obviously, look, we have power as a collective. If we say no altogether, well, then the answer is no.
No, yeah,
but I just feel like there has to be one. Like you can't. It's like a monopoly on the government. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm transitioning into sort of a new thought process I was having, but I do think that changing the government structure and having someone like where everyone votes for like one guy anywhere, not stuck in the two parties and all of that sort of stuff. I think that you can have someone who is just a normal guy, but maybe he's rich or whatever. I'm not saying like that, but like just someone who gets it and knows what people want and who actually loves his country, rather than some power hungry elitist.
Yeah,
I mean, let's be real. You're basically in England. If you're up there, if you're an MP, you're in the government, you're basically an elitist because you're getting in. You're in the club. You're in their club.
The club.
You know, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about that?
It's a difficult one. There's a lot of things that could go in. I think there's always pros and cons to dictatorships and democracies. Like the thing that happened when we'll go into the terrorist attack in Russia.
Yeah,
you saw that. Obviously, they found. I think they found a few of the terrorists, didn't they? They cut his ear off and fucking fed it to him.
Which is good.
Yeah, no, honestly, I agree with that. But the thing is, something like that wouldn't happen here.
No.
Because you're not allowed to, because it's not a dictatorship.
They would be in... Yeah, exactly. So...
Yeah, exactly. So some stuff, I do believe that dictatorships do have a good point.
Yeah, like, this is the thing about...
They do have
about
pros.
Putin. Yeah, listen, he's obviously a dictator.
Yeah, well, obviously.
But what he is a guy who like loves his country and wants the best for his people. So okay, obviously opposing leaders in the West don't like him because he's a threat. Yeah. And obviously you've got to think about global powers and economy, etc., etc. The dollar being, the global currency, etc. But when you have someone like Putin, and that's the conversation we were having, where it's like, at what point does a dictator who isn't just some, and people, I'm going to say it, who isn't some war-hungry guy looking to take over the world, which I don't think Putin is. Obviously, loads of people will obviously disagree, and that's a conversation you could get into, but someone like that is better than the government structure that we have in this country.
The reality is, though, we could say that the UK is probably a dictatorship as well, but it's set up like a democracy.
Yeah, it's an illusion.
It's an illusion. It's a mirage almost, because if you think fucking Richie Sunak's making all the decisions, do you know what I mean? He's not.
No way. No,
there's people behind the curtain.
But that's the thing. Like
if he wanted to put something through, he'd have to go to somebody above him. Most probably,
exactly. Yeah, because and that's the issue with, and this is just sort of about power and civilization. Like, there isn't a proven way, like a 10 out of 10 no fault way to be in control of a population or a group of people.
It's very difficult.
It's hard, and I guess that's why back in the day it was the king, ruler, a conqueror.
Yeah, the royal family.
Okay,
or a conqueror.
You'd have the guy like back in the, and this is the thing about the royal family. Their ancestors were the most dangerous people. No, I'm in charge because I said so, and no one's going to do anything about it. If you do anything about it, I'm going to chop your head off. And me and my team, because obviously, they have their army. Yeah. This army is loyal to me, and if anyone wants it, well, then you can come and try, or we're going to go to you, and we're going to take your land, and you're going to comply with us. That's why you have like the British Empire, right? It's colonization, etc. Like, all these different ways have been tried, so they have to give you the illusion of, you know what, guys, we're just going to vote, and if the majority says, they're in charge, and it's all uncorruptible, none of this shit. And we've been, our ancestors for the last, maybe century or two have been gullible enough to think that that's generally the way things work, and it's uncorruptible.
No, definitely. Let's touch into. I've just literally seen this news article, right? So in the UK, they reckon because of the queues in A&E, they're killing about 250 people a week, needlessly killing people. So basically, because of the queues, people are just dying or not going.
Yeah.
And 250 people a week are dying. And this is in the UK, by the way. This isn't like, this is crazy. This is actually ridiculous. And the thing is, you need to think, why are we short-staffed in the UK? They sacked a load of doctors because they didn't get the vaccine, first of all. I don't know how many they actually sacked. I'm going to have a look now. But I can imagine it was a large number.
We're going to have a look. Do we even trust the numbers?
No, not really.
Whatever the number is, I'm thinking double, triple.
Yeah, probably.
But no, it's true. How we have these waiting times in this country is a joke. And keeping in mind, this is the way you have to think about it, right? Because we pay, and this is where you have to look at the different, like you say, when I said before about the different ways to lead countries, etc., right? So our healthcare with the NHS, well, free, but you're paying in taxes, right? Is different to obviously in America where you pay for your healthcare directly, and if you don't have you don't have healthcare if you don't pay for it. Obviously, if you have, you know, if you're pregnant or something or you get shot, yeah, they're going to look after you, right? But the thing is, these people who are waiting and don't get it, they've paid their taxes. A lot of them. They've paid their taxes, so they're paying, and they're not even getting.
Yeah, you're not even
getting seen.
And the thing is, here it says, look, so it says 3.5% of all NHS staff have got sacked because they didn't take the vaccine. Okay, and that might not sound like a lot, but that's roughly about 50,000 people.
Yeah, that's a fucking
lot
big
of
number.
Fucking nurses and doctors just because they didn't get the vaccine, basically. And like you said, are the numbers right? It could be 150,000.
Well, exactly. No, exactly.
So
exactly. And plus, how many of them were sacked? And this isn't those are their numbers, right?
Yeah.
That's the numbers they're giving us.
Yeah.
Right. And that's directly because of not taking the vaccine. So how many of them were given a different reason for being sacked? Oh, we like, funds and this and stuff, and you know, we don't think you're good enough. Like,
yeah, but you could have had a lot of doctors that said, look, we don't think we should be giving people this vaccine, because there's a lot of people that spoke out about the vaccine.
Yeah.
You could have sacked 5,000 people just for saying, look, we don't want to do this, or this is the right thing to be doing.
Even people who did take the vaccine but then said we shouldn't be making it mandatory.
Yeah.
Those people getting sacked.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking crazy.
It's crazy.
Man.
And I just think that the UK in general we're at a crucial point now where it goes one or two ways. Either we get back on track and slowly but surely we get to a modern day version of where we were decades ago, or just collapse.
What I don't understand is, though, why are they destroying America and the UK? Why are they they're self-sabotaging each other and they're destroying their own countries?
Exactly.
What I really don't understand. This is what really puzzles my brain.
Yeah,
if you look at what the people in power are doing, like Joe Biden, for example, what he's doing, outsourcing everything to China. Why would you do that?
And then calls China the number one threat, so we got to ban TikTok.
Yeah.
It's fucking retarded.
Outsource literally everything to China. Why would you?
It's crazy.
Why would you outsource everything to China if you're scared of them? You're threatened by them.
Because they're not scared. Well. They're not scared. Listen, it is actually ridiculous.
They're self-sabotaging for some reason. There's got to be some bigger agenda when you actually look at it. They're destroying their own countries, and if we can see it, I'm sure they can see it.
Well, yeah, because think
just see what I'm saying. We only have the information we get off the internet.
They're making decisions.
They have the information, the data live in front of them.
They are making decisions, right? And they know it's bad for everyone else and for the country, right? Yeah. They say, well, we need to tax you all more. You need to pay more money to us because it's getting hot. And we can somehow, what the fuck they're doing with it, I have no clue. And whatever they say, I'm sorry, I don't fucking believe it anyway, right? So they ruin the economy, and they all the new decisions, and they complain about the economy. They say we're going to make it better. Yeah. They're running on the economy. Please elect me. We're going to fix the economy. First thing they do is make a new bill that makes the economy worse by taxing us or ruining farmers and shit like that.
Corporation tax up or
it is fucking crazy. It is self-sabotage.
It is self-sabotage.
But the thing is, because it doesn't affect them personally. It doesn't affect them personally, so they don't give a fuck.
Do they not have any morals, though? Surely they will destroy it.
I don't think they don't have morals, because and this is what's about, with power, right? With power, I think the idea of morals just goes out the window. And I like to think that if I had the amount of power these guys had, maybe I would do good with it. But I'm not in that position, so I can't even say 100%
that you would.
That I would be this great leader. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? But they are they're power hungry and they don't give a fuck. So what they do is they start something, run with it. But listen, guys, you need to re-elect us because we've just started this program, and I know it's bad now, but just wait. You know, it's like It's like, you invest in something. It's like, you start losing money or you invest in this business. We're not making money yet, but we will soon. Yeah. That's what the government's like. It's like, okay, you're all getting fucked, but soon we'll be up here. Soon we'll be up here. And it never fucking happens. It never happens.
It's like the congestion charge. Let's talk about this in the UK. Like, your £12.50 or your £15. Where does that money go? What does it go towards to help?
What are they doing?
Like, what does it help?
No, seriously.
Is it to help the ozone layer? Like, where does it go to?
Okay, so you guys, we Google this. We go down the rabbit hole. Right? So let's say Sadiq Khan, right? And by the way, Rishi Sunak doesn't seem to be doing much to stop it, right? So I'm going to throw him in there too. The whole of the government, right? What are you doing with the money? What are you doing?
The charge not only helps to reduce high traffic. No, but that's what it does. I want to know where does it go?
Where does it go, and how does it help?
Reinvested into transport in the capital.
So they use it. You're gonna to make these electric fucking buses. These electric buses. These electric buses. It's fucking crazy. But okay, so then let's just say, okay, what are they gonna do, right? What are they gonna do when nothing changes, the ozone layer, the carbon, we go net zero.
Yeah.
We go net zero and it still keeps getting hot. And then, sorry guys, I guess it's the sun and we can't really control it.
Yeah, the sun's just doing what it wants to do.
That's what they're going to say. I guarantee you, whoever's in charge, if they were pushing the crazy environmentalist, narrative, right? And the global warming, I say the climate change, because as we had this conversation before, no one says global warming anymore. They just say climate change because it's an open-ended term and they don't really have to explain themselves, right? Soon, they're just going to say, they will literally sit there and they will say, well, we can't affect the sun. That's what they're going to say. Because remember, this is all to do with the sun. It's all to do with the sun.
Change what the sun does.
And
if the sun decides to fucking turn off tomorrow, you know what I mean? They can't just go...
One little hiccup, we're done. The sun hiccups, we are done. And then they'll say, oh, well, no, it's not about that. It's about the breathing. It's like, well, why are you still here then? Mm. You're all moving into London. You ain't... what are you on about?
Yeah, but the thing is, you've got to think about how much money they're making off the congestion charge. Even if you think simplistic terms, right? £12.50 a day. Well, we'll say £10 a day just to make it easier numbers.
Congestion charge is £17.
Yeah.
ULEZ is £12.50.
Say we say £10 a day, 300,000 people driving to London. Let's say that.
Yeah,
but there's obviously more than that. And that's £3 million a day already.
But let's just say, exactly.
£3 million a day.
Let's just say,
and that's 300,000 people. There's 70 million people in London.
Here's the other thing. Everyone in London's getting fucked because their rent's so high. They're more. If you a house in, for example, Surrey. Let's say you're an outside of London. Let's just say you're suburban London. Let's say you're still in the ULEZ area, but you're not in central London. So you've got the ULEZ, but you don't have to pay congestion charge, right? A house there is still expensive. But let's say you're paying $1 million and you're getting a pretty big fuck off house. Right? You're getting a fuck off house. 5 bedrooms, couple of toilets, good living room, good kitchen, great garden. Then you go into the city where the congestion charge is. For $1 million, you're getting an apartment. Yeah. Right?
For two-bed flat.
So what are you getting for the average person's wages? Let's just say they're getting, and this is actually above average, but let's say they're getting £1,000 a week before tax. That's an above average wage in this country. Their rent on a little flat is still basically their whole wages on a rent. The rent for a flat, and they need a roommate. So how are they going to afford a car that is above the pass to not pay?
To not pay for the ULEZ.
They can't. You go into London, unless you go to these good areas, all the cars are shit. Mm. Most of the cars in London are old and shitty. And they don't meet the standards to beat the fucking ULEZ. So it's completely backwards. So they're getting fucked from all aspects of the government, and then the government says, if you don't buy this car, which is going to set you back minimum 10 grand, unless you maybe you get a petrol, right? Yeah. But even then, they're trying to stop them anyway, right? But you can't. That's all you can afford. So it's just a continuous loop of getting fucked in the arse by the government. And the people in that place are suffering more.
And it's like they've done this thing with.
I hope I explained that well. I'm trying to explain it well. Listen, I don't know all the exact wages.
Yeah, no, of course. It's like with the electric cars as well. They started off and they said, look, we're not going to if you get an electric car, you won't have to pay road tax, okay? Now, they've said that. Now they're bringing out, I think it's maybe this year or next year, 2025 maybe, if you've got an electric car, you're going to have to start paying road tax.
Yeah. So, it's just like, okay, well, you get an electric car, you don't have to pay road tax. Okay, we all got electric cars. Listen, guys, sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's not fair on the people with petrol cars.
It was the hottest day recorded in the world ever of all time, even though you said that 2 years ago, and I don't think...
Now you've got to pay road tax. Listen, the thing is, the climate changes regardless of what anybody's doing. Depending, like you think, fucking our £12.50 that we pay for ULEZ and congestion, or £17, right? It doesn't matter anyway because China are fucking pumping out fucking all types of chemicals.
It's retarded.
Do you know what I mean? There's no point us stopping until fucking China do because they're the ones that pump out most pollution.
Listen.
If you think your £12.50 and you buying your electric car is going to stop the fucking world melting...
It is crazy. It is crazy. It is the equivalent. It is the equivalent, right, of... It's like me tidying up whilst everyone's fucking throwing food everywhere. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like me tidying up in the middle of a fucking party. Yeah. Drinks are still getting spilled. Yeah, exactly. It's just I'm not making the slightest bit of difference. It's like being a vegan. When us boys here eating steaks all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fucking bullshit. You are wasting your time. But remember, the government aren't doing it because they're getting their cars.
They're driving around in Range Rovers.
Remember, they're printing the currency. They're printing the currency.
Convoy.
So for them, it's not coming out of their pockets. They got a driver who's paid by the government, and they print the money anyway. And they set themselves
10-car convoy. With fucking police motorbikes. Fucking.
They set themselves. They
stop everyone in traffic so they can get past with another 10 cars.
It's fucking crazy. And then instead, remember, we've got what have we got? We've got FaceTime. We've got Skype. We've got text. We've got all this stuff, but they fly
to fucking Davos to have a meeting.
They fly from London to fucking Scotland to have a meeting.
Yeah. Or we'll meet up in Switzerland.
Why are they flying everywhere? Just fucking get FaceTime.
Yeah.
Why have you got to fly to Ukraine to give Zelensky all of our billions of our money, billions of pounds?
Transfer it.
Just fucking FaceTime it. What the fuck?
No, it's so true.
It's retarded. It is retarded. And what's crazy is, again, if you showed this video of us saying these things, or we said this, in a room full of people who, let's say, people who are fucking still plugged in, they're like, 60, whatever, they call us conspiracy theorists. Yeah.
You're crazy, conspiracy theorist.
Even people who I fucking like. Piers Morgan probably calls them conspiracy theorists. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, these people, not to single out Piers, but just saying, like, these people will call us crazy, even though everything we've said is absolute truth. We're just suggesting that maybe it's bullshit, and maybe it's not making a difference, but they call us conspiracy theorists.
It's true, though. They can't tell you what's going to happen to the planet in 50, 100 years' time. Nobody knows.
They have honestly.
Who knows?
They have zero clue.
You don't know.
It's actually. It's almost laughable.
It's like such a gamble. It's just probability of whatever's going to happen. You never know, do you? Like
exactly. Exactly. And then what you have
whatever happens.
And by we I mean the West, but let's just stick to the UK for 2 seconds. We lecture other countries.
Yeah.
We lecture other countries. Poor countries who can't, they need to burn fossil fuel because they're trying to fucking build houses. They have no roads. They're trying to build up the economy. They're trying to stop people from starving. And then we go and judge them.
Yeah.
Even though
their emissions. No, we've done it. Yeah, we've done it already. We've built our country.
Honestly, it is so. I'll tell you what it is. It is the same as when you get a load of vegans and all of this shit. It's when you are privileged. You graft, cut corners, do this, do that, dig here, drill there, oil this, oil that, pump, big fucking industrial revolution, big factories, smoke in the air, smoke in the air, smoke in the air. We're number one in the world. okay, now let's start changing, and you guys,
how do it a different way now.
Yeah,
no, but the thing is, that could also be a way of like keeping them suppressed. You know what I mean?
No, it is.
You've got to do it that way.
It is because they're a threat.
Because they're a threat. If they get too big, if they get too powerful, because a lot of these countries, like Africa, a lot of other countries, they've got a lot of minerals and resources.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, exactly. So they'll find
a lot more than what we have, because we used to just go around fucking stealing it.
Exactly,
basically.
Exactly.
We've got fuck all.
And same kind of with the United States as well. Like the United States, they could drill in their country. If they drilled all through the United States, they would be very, very good. Which obviously Trump is. That's not his campaign, but he's running on the idea also as well. Just as one of the things he's talking about, he's going to do. He said, "We're going to drill in the US. We're going to drill in the US," and then which is good for the US. That's good for the economy, guys. If we people, you have to think people vote with their wallets at a certain degree. Like if you're rich and money doesn't really means nothing at all because you're set for generations, well then you can start being moral, even though they've probably been brainwashed anyway. But the people who need that stuff are the ones being suppressed. So the people are being suppressed and judged. It's like we're guilt tripping you, and we're guilt tripping you and also forcing you to cripple yourself for the sake of the environment, and we don't care about you suffering because of the consequences. Same with these small little countries in Africa and some in Asia that they can, corrupt if they can. It's just bullshit. And by the way, don't say anything to China. Won't even pick up the phone to talk to them about that.
But the thing is, that's probably because fucking China make everything. They produce everything.
And China's
everything
because they're not retarded as well. They're going to say, "Well, no, fuck you. We're not,
okay, we're not going to produce any more of your fucking."
Let's say, listen,
machines.
Okay, fine, you don't do it. We'll do it. Yeah. It's like Russia. Okay, fine. We'll sell the gas everywhere. And it's crazy. It's crazy. These people. It's elitism and when I say elitism, I don't just mean the rich. I have no problem with the rich. I love the rich. But it's the elitism and the judging and it's suppression.
No, it is completely.
Did
you see that the bridge that collapsed in Baltimore?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
That was crazy. How would he accidentally crash into that? That's what I get baffled by stuff like this. But I understand it was late at night. Maybe I think it was a Japanese cargo ship, wasn't it?
Yeah, so
how did it crash into it? That's what I don't understand.
Well, I don't know.
It literally, have you seen the video?
It just crashes and the bridge just...
It's sailing along, then it just turns, and then it just hits the fucking...
So...
One of the...
there's loads of ways to think about it, right? Yeah, I guess it's just the steels of the bridge,
it's just the structure, isn't it? Yeah.
And I can't wrap my head around the fact that the bridge collapsed, but how...
But the ship's massive, isn't it, as well?
Listen,
surely they'd radio...
How many people are dead?
6 people, it says here. But, I don't know. Yeah, it was late at night as well. That's what you got to remember. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning, I think.
Listen, who sort of, not pays the consequence, but who's taking the blame?
Is it the shipping company? I don't know.
Who?
It didn't even look like the ship would have fit under the bridge anyway. Was it meant to be
I don't know. I have no idea. Where was it going?
Somebody told me that he was unfamiliar with the routes. But surely what you do is you just radio over to the Coast Guard, if you like, and say, "Look, mate, I don't know where I'm going. Can you sort of tell me? I'm in this fucking massive ship."
Apparently they didn't radio until after.
What, until after they hit a bridge?
Apparently they dropped an anchor, but I'm guessing it takes a while to slow down.
Yeah, no, I'm guessing it must do. But
surely you have every single route. Everything's planned.
Yeah,
right. I mean, think about it.
Like I said, it doesn't even look like the ship could have gone through.
They got across the fucking ocean in the right direction. One little stray here or there. No, but one little stray here, one little stray there, and you're 2 weeks out to sea. And you know what I'm saying? You have to be bang on ships. Same with the planes and everything. But suddenly there's these issues going on. I don't know. Maybe it was just a freak accident. But if you suggest anything else, well, then suddenly you're a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy, really.
Listen, it's
terribly sad, though.
Obviously, it's crazy and it's sad, and I feel bad for the families.
If you haven't seen the video, look at the video and just watch the bridge.
You have to see
it literally just
have to see the video. People saying it's a cyber attack because I think what happened was the ship lost all power.
I'm not too...
Or something like that.
It doesn't really say much here, to be honest with you.
That's what I'm saying. They're quiet about it. And you know what's funny? It wasn't really in the news that much. Compared to all the things that goes on, like, that was in the news, but the football completely overrided it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't see how that... It was just crazy.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. And the fact that the news doesn't cover it and doesn't entertain all possible theories about what happened. Like, okay, maybe they have their information, but they just shut out any other possibility.
Yeah, that it could be something else.
Exactly.
It's like the terrorist attack in Russia.
Yeah, like the terrorist attack in Russia.
Let's talk about that. Like, that could be something to do with...
It looks like
Ukraine or America setting something up. Who knows?
It looks like Ukraine. People are saying Ukraine. Could be the West.
Because I saw some things on Twitter, and it was like...
That doesn't happen in Russia.
Yeah, no, basically, Moscow is like one of the safest cities. Apparently, before... When the event was going on, so basically the event happened at like 7 o'clock.
Was it theatre or something?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a theatre, yeah. And anyway, the event happened at like 7 o'clock, and the security were only 10 minutes away, like round the corner. The security, like main hub, if you like. And they didn't get there till like an hour and a half after the shooting.
Yeah, planned inside job.
This is what I'm saying.
100%.
So they didn't get there till an hour and a half after the job. Bearing in mind, it's not just one security person. There's going to be a whole team of like 20, 30 people.
So now you have to think, okay.
And they weren't...
Who was behind it? When I say who, which country?
And also,
it's a country behind it. Which government?
These terrorists as well, apparently, they weren't very... Because they're blaming it on... Who were they blaming it on? ISIS. They were blaming it on ISIS. But these terrorists, they didn't know what they were doing with the guns. You know, the guns were jamming. They didn't know how to reload them properly. They weren't shooting them how, like, ISIS would. Because ISIS are normally, they're pretty well trained.
Yeah, but why?
They go through training.
What, ISIS are back now? Is that what it is? Why are ISIS shooting up? Like, if this... Okay, let's say...
Why would they shoot up
Let's
Russia?
say it's a crime scene. No, let's say it's a crime scene and it's a murder.
Let's have a look. See what the news is.
Who would you... Okay, if someone gets killed, I get killed. Sad, right? I get killed, and it just so happens I'm at war with some bloke.
Yeah.
Some guy next door. Surely he's suspect number one.
Yeah, no.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, surely he's suspect number one. And what, no, it couldn't be Ukraine. Why not? Well, because...
I'm not saying it would be Ukraine, but...
They're like, well, why would it be Ukraine? Because we give them money and they're the victims here. Victims don't... No. Victim or not, that doesn't mean that they're not behind it.
No, completely.
The whole thing's crazy.
But then there's another thing. You could say that Putin could have done it himself, blamed it on Ukraine to go ahead and progress further with the war in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? There's
to get the West involved.
Yes, or not to get the West involved. He could say, look, they say he found these suspects. He could say, look, they were sent by Ukraine, for example, and he could say, look, they're trying to fuck up my country. So now we're going to progress further with the war. We're going to move further into Ukraine.
100%. But also, this is another thing. And I just literally was just thinking as I was reading.
It's a terrible
when I was
thing.
reading
133 people dead.
Yeah, rest in peace to them. And this is the crazy thing. No, our government doesn't care about their lives.
No.
Yet they care when it's Israel or Palestine. All of their lives matter.
Yeah.
Right. But what these Russians don't, because of their government, because of their. This is and remember, a lot of people from both sides when you talk about what's going on in Israel with Palestine, right? The people who are, I mean, listen, you've got two types of pro-Palestine people, right? You've got the people who say Hamas are victims and they're freedom fighters, right?
Yeah.
But then you've also got people who say that, okay, they're a state run by terrorists, but the people shouldn't suffer. And that's a very fair position, right? So they're complaining about the death toll, etc., saying Israel are terrorists because they're killing so many people, right? And it doesn't matter who the leader is, that shouldn't make a difference on whether their life means shit. Yet when it comes to Russia, because they're a country led by Putin, Well, then the people all suddenly are valueless, meaningless. It doesn't make sense. And it's just proof that everything is politics. Everything is fucking politics. Everything is about the power and control. And okay, well, do they care? Well, we're not at war with them. Yes, they're run by terrorists, but yeah, fuck it. Okay, those people care. Those children who got shot, they matter. Russians, well, listen, yeah, they're people, and they actually kind of look like us too, and they actually, believe in God, all this shit. But nah, they're run by Putin. Can't be
Israel's justification for killing all these innocent people. Apparently, Hamas have underground tunnels everywhere, all over Gaza.
They do.
This is what they're saying.
Yeah.
So, and the majority of the hubs and stuff are under schools,
hospitals. They use, and this is 100% true. Listen, some of you fucking pro-Palestine people are gonna, even though there's video evidence, but that's obviously fake. But when apparently there's video evidence,
I'm going to talk about both sides of the story.
But I just want to make it clear for people watching, right? Because people disagree. But before you disagree, remember that there's video evidence of these tunnels.
Yeah.
But apparently that's fake. When you see that on Twitter, on X, it's fake. But when you see apparently aftermath of airstrikes, apparently that's real because Palestine anyway. But yeah, so they are targeting. So if you've got for example, if you've got Putin and his base is under a school, well then at a certain point, if Ukraine bomb Putin and wipe out a load of school kids, he's going to say, well, it was a target. We can target the laws of conflict.
The laws of war, basically, is like you're not meant to bomb hospitals, not meant to bomb schools.
So that's an excuse. Whether people think it's valid or not, that's at least that's an argument.
Yeah. So, and it's like another thing you could say, for example, it's like if I asked you, right, if I said, look, there's 10 people in this room, one of these people is going to be like the next Hitler, basically. He's going to mass genocide, he's going to kill loads of people, right? You've got the option now. Would you want to kill all 10? Or are you going to let them all live?
Yeah.
What would you say?
Me personally? Well, if it was 100% true.
Yeah, no, this is 100% true, and this is what they're saying. This is
that's the Israel's point of view, which is respectable. And remember that,
like I said, I'm not on either side.
And remember, Hamas do have hostages, Israeli and US. They have US hostages still.
I just want to sort of talk about the other side because everyone's always so pro-Palestine. I'm not on either side.
Personally, I've got to the point now where I'm just pro-UK and I don't think we should get involved. People are going to say, well, you're going to let people die. Well, hang on a minute. The only way not to let people die is to stop their deaths. You want to kill more of our people and you want me to go die in a ditch. So, that's going to be an argument. But to speak on the pro-Israelis, Israel have a very, very valid case. Now, people, and this is the other thing. Since when you're at war, you're at war. I don't see how. So what? Because you're winning well, suddenly that makes you so bad. Like we killed so many German civilians in World War II. No one gives a fuck.
No one talks about that.
And by the way, I'm not. This isn't necessarily me defending Israel, but I wouldn't be fucking scared to. Right? This isn't a political answer. If I wanted to defend Israel, I fucking would. Because some of you pro-Palestinian people were fucking taking it way too far and you're delusional about the whole idea of war and think that somehow war can be pretty and moral. No, conflict's conflict. That's why we try to avoid it. But if you're Israel and these tunnels, like there are the tunnels, right? And remember, it's a small fucking country and a densely populated country. Palestine, I mean, it's very dense.
Yeah, but that's because they're all crammed.
Yeah, it's like fucking. It's like Hong Kong. You go to China and shit. They're very India. It's the same.
Same with London and
you could bomb a legitimate place full of terrorists. You're probably going to wipe out a load of civilians. If you're Israel, you're going to be thinking, well, no, fuck that. We have to destroy the threat. And remember, they are in. This is the way you have to think of it, right? They are, all of their neighbours hate them. And all of their neighbours want to wipe them out. But all of their neighbours are poor and don't have the capacity to do that on the same scale. Right? Because, listen, Israel have a good army in terms of in terms of their weapons and rockets. They have very advanced weaponry, right? So you have to think, it's like if you're going up against someone who's a fucking fighter, maybe, and he's a boxer, or he's got all the, let's just say he's got all the guns and you've got a couple pistols, but this guy's got fucking machine guns and shit. Well, then you might get him first, or you may be right to go against him, but remember, he'll fuck you up. So you have to look at it from the Palestine. The situation of if you're Palestine, you're probably thinking, well, hang on a minute. And like you said about the 10 people in the room, one of them's bad. Maybe the people in Palestine should be thinking, well, fuck me. We're all going to die unless we throw our fucking government out. The governing body, which is Hamas, the terrorists. So, but there's different ways to look at the whole thing.
Yeah, no, I guess maybe I don't know, it's very difficult. And the thing is, you're hearing so many different stories as well, so it's hard to get
fucking true?
It's hard to get an idea.
This is the thing. Especially when it comes to this whole Israel. All the people, and I've said this before on my show, the James Taylor show on Rumble, is that you've had all of these people, a lot of especially red pillars on the they're very pro-Palestine and very anti-Jew, anti-Israel, right? And these people, same people, everything the government says is bullshit. Never trust the government. The government's the left, right? All the people on the hierarchy, in terms of the people in charge, governments and all of that, everyone who's pro-Palestine is also pro-LGBTQT, pro-trans and the kids, hates Donald Trump, etc. It's crazy. Donald Trump always has been pro-Israel. No, he criticised them a tiny little bit about 2 weeks ago, and all of these people are saying Trump slams Israel, Trump condemns it. No, he likes Israel, but these people are quiet about that. So what? Suddenly the media are right and their narratives are good, and suddenly the left are all good because they're pro-Palestine. Maybe you should look at those two things.
Yeah, I think a lot of the red pill people as well, they're so heavily into this Palestine scenario because a lot of them following maybe the Andrew Tate Muslim sort of
I think a lot of them.
So they're following on to that. A lot of people, obviously, there's some people out that live in United Arab UAE. A lot of them will have like family from Palestine and stuff. That makes sense.
They like the Muslim community, but this is what I say. Well, you keep dissing the UK for not doing. I don't know what the fuck they want us to do. I genuinely don't know when you're marching in the UK, and when I was in Italy, they were marching in Italy. I don't know fucking why. What they expect? What do they expect? Israel to go? Oh, you know what? Fuck it, pack it up, boys. Let's just forget it. No, that's not what's going to happen. I don't know why they're marching, because they're fucking retarded, right? You shouldn't march for anything other than
yourself,
your own government.
Freedom.
You shouldn't march in your country for anything other than your government.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because
to change, to make a change, basically.
Yeah, Israel's it's very far away, right? But none of these Middle Eastern countries, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, they ain't doing fuck all.
No, yeah, exactly. You're not hearing about any of it.
They do not give. So why is no one protesting in UAE?
They're not allowed.
Because they're not. But exactly. And this is what goes back to before.
Yeah,
when you talk about UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, also happen to be clean countries, no crime, strong government, everyone gets in line. Okay, you don't drink over there? Well, then we ain't drinking. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the UK... We're finding somebody else's wall, basically. Exactly. So and this is where it all comes into the same thing. It's all a loop. It's all a circle. It's a revolving fucking door, and every problem ends up getting inside, and it all links together, right? Like you said, with Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, etc. No one crosses their culture. Their culture is, no, we don't give a fuck about, not that we don't give a fuck about Palestine, we don't give a fuck about your views on Palestine or Israel. You ain't marching on our streets.
Yeah.
We'll shut you down and we'll lock you up. But because in the UK, you can fucking do whatever you want, you can start talking bad about, I mean, we're kind of doing it and talking bad about our own government, but, that's what it happens. Look, seriously, these same people will talk shit. Rishi Sunak says terrorist. I see it all the time, the posts where we grew up thinking that terrorists were, and then you'd have a picture of people in fucking what do you like? I don't want to say the wrong word, like Punjabs. And shit,
like turban or something.
Yeah, turbans and shit.
On,
just fucking wrapped up like fucking burqa type shit.
Yeah.
And then they'll say the real terrorists, and it will be Rishi Sunak. And it's like, well, you don't do that when you go to fucking Saudi.
Yeah,
you went to the boxing. You didn't protest there.
Yeah.
Why? Why? Because you were scared of the fucking government. They're Muslims. Why can't they help their Muslim brothers? Because they ain't. They ain't letting them in. Or maybe they know something that we don't. You know? I don't know.
They're just leaving it to them. Listen,
exactly.
you settle your own war.
Exactly. And this is the issue. But at the same time,
we just feel like we have to save everybody and try and get involved.
And here's where
But why is that? Why have we got too much involved?
There's profits to gain. There's profits to gain. Military contract. More money, we can print. Well, if we're giving money, think about it. If you're giving aid, right, to Palestine, and you're giving weapons to Israel.
Yeah.
Okay. Government, sit down. All right, we can print 2 billion to give out in aid, and some of it's going to Ukraine. But because we printed it, and all 5 of us signed the thing, 10 mil for you, 10 mil for you, 15 mil for you, 20 mil for you, 30 mil for me. Sweet. Done. Happy, gents? Sweet.
The people that benefit the most are the bankers.
I've got something for you.
It's the bankers that benefit the most. The bankers.
Yeah,
they're the ones, because it doesn't matter. They're funding both sides.
Yep. 100%.
Something gets blown up. Okay, here's a loan. Here's a loan to rebuild your city. 50 billion. You'll be all right.
100%.
And they're funding both sides as well. So they're the people that benefit from the war. Not even the governments. The bankers.
Again, but like I said before, we say this stuff conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. Look, I get it, right? This country is corrupt. Government's corrupt everywhere.
Yeah.
But I don't get how people, when you start saying that, well, unless it's Donald Trump, well, then they'll hear you out. They'll hear you out talking bad about Donald Trump. But you start saying that the British government's corrupt, it's like they look at you like you're crazy. Get these same people. You'll go on holiday to fucking Spain, and they'll say, "Be careful, it's corrupt. The government's corrupt. The police will fucking ban you. They'll fucking drag you down the alley. If you don't pay them, you go to Thailand to go. They'll beat the shit out of you. If you don't fucking pay them, they're gonna stick a baton up your ass." But we're in agreement. We're in agreement. Government's corrupt in most countries around the world. Go to Brazil, be careful.
Not
South
here.
Africa, fucking bars on your windows because there's criminals everywhere and they pay the government and the government's not strong. It's all corrupt. Police won't do fuck all. But if you just so happen to say maybe this government were lying about this vaccine more than your fucking your fucking tinfoil hat on your roof, fucking praising whoever the fuck. You're a cult. You're a cult conspiracy theorist.
Part of the problem.
Trust me. And you know what's crazy? Is that when this show gets bigger, they're going to fucking come after us.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They're going to come after us. And they're going to throw us in the same category as fucking Alex Jones and fucking whatever.
Fucking lunatics.
They're going to say they're loonies like these guys. Loonies. And then we get proven right. And then they'll say, oh, well, yeah, but they're bad people. So fuck them.
Well, they've done something.
Look,
they've done some sexual abuse or something.
Listen, I'm waiting. I'll know the show gets big. I know we've made it when they start throwing fucking rape cases out. And that's not even a joke. Like, it sounds dark, but it's crazy. True. That's how you've made it when they come after you. Russell Brand, you knew he turned his life around when he left Hollywood, started exposing the pedos, started exposing the government, and he started racking up fucking 3-4 million subscribers on YouTube. Boom, you're a rapist. Mum, I've made it. That's what it's turned into. Honestly, it used to be, Mum, I've made it. I've graduated university. I'm one of them. I'm in the government. I'm part of the fucking army, this and that. It used to be, I've joined the government. I've made it. I'm an MP, Mum. I'm an MP. Now, if you start talking bad about it, that's how you know you've made it. Yeah. And that's how your parents know you're not fucking.
Have they banned TikTok in America? Do you know if they've actually
not
banned
yet, but
it?
they will do. I reckon there's about 140 days left. How long?
Ban.
But listen, I think it's going to get bought. I spoke about this on my show. It will get bought. Rumble have tried to buy it. I think the CEO of Rumble, I don't know if he was the founder.
What I don't understand is, so now they've only just realised that they're using the fucking data for something to give to the Chinese government.
Yeah.
What, you've only just realised that now?
Exactly.
Why would you let it be out for so long? Surely you'd nip it in the bud straight away, ban it. Look, we're not having TikTok before everyone fucking downloads it.
Exactly.
Because now everyone's downloaded it, everyone's going to go, we ain't fucking deleting it.
People don't understand.
If you've never had it, then you don't really care.
No, exactly. But people really need to look into what actually this means, because I was thinking about how this would affect the economy, and this will affect the economy, right? Unless someone buys it. I think an American, there's going to be an enterprise. You're going to have, you're going to get a group of rich people, a couple companies, part of Rumble, part of this, a couple entrepreneurs. They're going to come in and they're going to buy it, and they're going to rewrite the code, and they're going to keep the name and the idea, and they're going to remake the app, and then one night there'll be an update. It'll be the same thing to us, but the code and the actual app itself, everything will be different. The chains of data, right? But it will affect the economy, because the way the internet has changed, so many businesses are only alive because of TikTok.
Yeah, and online because of this.
No, seriously, think about everyone who does e-com or done an e-com course, or dropshipping, etc. What do? They go on TikTok made me buy it. They go on, I don't know if you know, they go on hashtag TikTok made me buy it. And then that will come up with a load of products. It's, like fucking hot water bottles or a phone thing or a phone case tripod or a strong,
just a random item.
Just little items. But these people make money through that sort of stuff. You have these people, they sell products. They're like £4, £5, but they have a business and they feed their families because of TikTok. And I'm not talking about the influencers. Right, I'm talking about people who run legitimate businesses. I call it a brick and mortar business, as in they have physical products.
Yeah.
They have something to actually offer, essentially a shop, but it's a TikTok shop.
Yeah.
Leggings, shoes, socks, this, that, whatever. People go to TikTok, and I didn't realise until you speak to girls.
They buy
girls buy all on TikTok. It's their whole browser is TikTok. Google are jealous. Because when if you want
to look somewhere on holiday,
especially
they're going to check it on TikTok.
Exactly. So TikTok ads, that's where the money's at. TikTok is the new. It's like this revolutionary app. Yeah, it's revolutionized the way it's because it's got the social media. It's got the networking with your personal account and the content. And then you've got the businesses, and then the ads, and the search. Like you said, if a girl goes on holiday, or a girl goes to fucking London, or some city,
she wants to know some nice restaurant.
She types it on TikTok. Exactly.
She'll see some fancy videos.
Places to go in fucking Rome. She's going to TikTok. Best restaurant in New York. TikTok. Best street burger in London. TikTok. That's why they want to take it over, because they don't want the Chinese to be the one giving us the biggest product. The market value of TikTok, I don't know what it is.
Let's have a look.
Whatever they say it is, it's more. It is the most valuable app. Instagram, Meta, right? Obviously has Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. That's different because Meta's it's a parent company, right?
268 billion.
Yeah, TikTok's number one. TikTok is number one. It's the most downloaded app, I think, in history. It is the number one thing, and that's why they're trying to shut it down and regulate it and get their hands on it.
Yeah, but don't you think it's sort of a...
But the Chinese are to blame, that's why.
Yeah, it's sort of a play on democracy as well for these countries. We're meant to be this free, open country, but nah, it's like, you're not allowed this.
It's like everyone...
It's bad for you.
There's no one in the public...
We've let you had it for the last 3-4 years.
There's no one in the public who was like, well, why have we got TikTok? Well, everyone has TikTok. I remember when TikTok first came out, and like you said, where it's changing, where you said about, people looking for restaurants, etc., where it's become a Google search and a shop and the content. When it first came out, I remember TikTok was like gay. It was like for kids and girls. I thought I'd never have TikTok. And then there we are later getting banned, fucking posting, trying to build up a following. But it changed. They changed the game because the Chinese are efficient. The Chinese are efficient, and I just don't. And let's talk about the data. Well, all these American companies have their data.
They're all doing this exact same thing, but they just want the data from TikTok as well.
They want the data. They don't. Yeah, exactly.
They don't want China to have it. They want it for themselves.
It's fucking crazy.
Do you think Mark Zuckerberg's not got your data?
Yeah. Well, he literally apologised